Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 1, Episode 8, titled Tangled Web. Norman gives Spider-Man an ultimatum, causing Peter to do some soul-searching. I'm assuming the ultimatum is going to be in relation to what happened at the end of the last episode. Like, it's either going to be stop this, let other people deal with it while you heal, or it's going to be your focus is take down Otto. Nothing else matters if you don't take down Otto, so focus on that. Meanwhile, Peter wants to go do, like, either hang out with his friends or do other heroic stuff. Because that was the problem that I proposed with the whole having Oscorp as his overhead. Was this is basically the same as the Avengers with the Sokovia Accords, where they can't go and do what they think they need to if the government says they can't. And with Peter, he can't go and do what he wants to or feels he needs to if Osborn says that he can't or that he has to do something else. So I'm assuming the ultimatum is going to be in related to that. But let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. Also, I have a bit of a sinus infection up here, so if you see me rubbing my forehead or wincing while talking, that's probably the reason. Because Peter might want to go and do stuff with Lonnie and Pearl, and then Osborn's like, no. Also, I'm no expert at being stabbed through the shoulder. I do have a crippling shoulder injury. But I don't know how being stabbed where he was puts him in that condition. Where he can basically barely stand, he's struggling to breathe. Unless Gargan's thing was slightly poisoned, it is running off of radiation after all, so. But if you want to get technical, Peter absorbs radiation. Like, I remember the Inheritors, the first time he goes up against Morlun, he beats him by going to a nuclear plant and absorbing a whole bunch of radiation, making his animal totem impure, and then Morlun basically dies from ingesting the radiation. So you'd think that the same would be with Gamma. Oh, not the Spider-Man No More comic panel. That's what they said in Spider-Man 2, wasn't it? That could be an issue, them having his blood. His blood could well be a catalyst for the Goblin Serum. Sort of like with Amazing Spider-Man 2. How Harry wanted Peter's blood to stop the Goblin Syndrome. You already got hurt. Okay, it was my first option. It was a you sit out of this. That is pretty much the same thing he said in which Spider-Man movie was it? I know it was one of the Marvel ones, but like the MCU ones. I missed that. 1 second. I'm actually gonna go back and listen. Hang on. Okay, that was him saying you're holding yourself back from the power. That's the reason you got hurt, was because you're not using your all your strengths. Hmm? What is it? Poor Amadeus and I forget her name. Well, that's still that's basically him saying it's perfect for what we know about him. Jan. There was a lizard in that top one. Oh god, is he going to be splicing people's DNA with animals? That's how we get some of the more um, animal-based villains. Like I know that is the whole thing with Connors. when Ben died. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. You know, going back to my talk from that first Inheritors run, I could see this season ending with Pete coming in completely battered and May finding him in the tatters of his suit. Is that his arm on the third screen? Fair enough. Vibranium. um, oh, his desktop sets me off, but this isn't going to go well for the SWAT. Hands up, eh? All eight. He's not got them attached yet, but at least he doesn't seem to be killing them. What did you think just walking straight towards people with their guns drawn? Sonic grenade, eh? This is not the vibe I was expecting from Otto Octavius. We've all been there. Oh, Ross is there. I wasn't expecting Iron Man to show up. Was not expecting him to actually show up in this. I don't know why. This Pete's nightmare or Nico's? Pete's. Oh, look, he's traumatized. Majorly traumatized. That's sort of like the. scene from, what was it, the PS4 game, where he's going down, getting beat down by all his enemies. You obviously know that. Great job, Pete. This almost sounds like a goodbye message. Hmm. Um, her dog's grandma? It could have been grandma's dog, but that would have been more believable. That's not that hard. No, I think this is Gargan. No, it's Lonnie. Unfortunately, Peter knows what's going on. Once again, the paralleling of the story, they feel they have to take down Gargan. You could have brought up the whole Gargan tracked people for a living, and so you need the 1/10 to protect you, and also to take him down. I'm expecting Pete not to be there. Pete's not there. I do. Stick your hand to his jacket. I feel like that would have been a time to tell him the truth. What does May do for work? Is she on the humanitarian efforts? We actually got to see Ben. It's the first time we've ever actually seen Ben in any form in relation to this Spider-Man. I expected him a button to forcibly remove him, like in Austin Powers. Pete has the power to knock a man's jaw straight off his head. And there you see the difference between having Ben as a mentor and having Norman as a mentor. I mean, I think I just got captured, so it's not like they're going to be able to. Oh, chameleon. Then where did you get your suit from? The only one out of this group that I know of actually that has enhancements are Tombstone, and his was a chemical enhancement, and Bulldozer. That's what happens when you got a quarterback on your team. They know how to motivate people. He was the quarterback, yeah. Another break-in one. Be the friendly neighborhood. So Harry's the reason he gets the classic red and blue. Really? Given Harry MJ's line? I'm guessing that's where it's going to end? Yep, that's where it's going to end. Okay. So, in the final episodes, we're going to be having the 1/10th raiding Octavius's warehouse. So, I don't know how much would still be there after he got captured by Ross and Iron Man. So, they may be going there for nothing. Peter now has his classic red and blue suit, which is good. I did question why they gave him the white and blue before he got the blue and red, but I guess they were working up to ending the season with him in his more recognizable suit. You really do get to see the dichotomy of the important male figures in Peter's life in this episode. Like, even though we've never seen Ben died before he even got his powers or anything, you still feel the lasting impact of what such a good person Ben was had on Peter. Even if he doesn't get the with great power comes great responsibility from him, you see the difference and how he immediately balked at the line of with great power comes great respect. So it's very interesting. If Chameleon never saw Otto Octavius, if he never got enhancements from him or anything, where did he get his suit from? Like, the whole thing with Chameleon is he's able to change his appearance like a chameleon. So he's got his classic white face, the white gloves and everything that his comic counterpart has, yet he's got no power, it would seem. We saw, I don't know, Big Don never had any abilities in the comics. Like I said, he was a minor character who was working for Tombstone and also worked for the Magia, but never once had abilities. Bulldozer, he's part of the Wrecking Crew, so he does have abilities. In fact, he was in She-Hulk. I forget about the fact that the Wrecking Crew was in She-Hulk. But, yeah. Does that mean that the 110 exists in the live-action MCU, considering this a character crossover? But then again, he did not look anything like Bulldozer does in this, so don't know. Like I said, Tombstone was a chemical enhancement, not a technological one, so don't know what's going to happen with him. We saw them bringing in a whole host of animals into Oscorp, and the only one you could really see in the cage was a lizard, and it was Carla who noted all that. They made a note to show that they took some of Peter's blood, so that could well lead to something, whether it's the Goblin formula, whether it's going to be noting that Peter is human blood spliced with spider DNA, and so they start trying to see what other combinations they could come up with. Speaking of the spider, we still have not seen any reference to where it went. Like, it crawled on that backpack at Midtown, and then just nothing. Are we going to get a Silk in this? Like, I could see it ending with possibly Pete saves the day and everything, and then just in the background you see someone maybe clung to a wall just in the shadows, like a reference that, hey, Silk has her powers as well, but we're not going to settle on a design yet. There's also the fact that Silk knows who Peter is. Like in the comics, they're magnetically attracted to each other because they have powers sourced from the same spider. Like, whenever they're together, shit happens. I've spoke about the whole pheromone linking thing and how they can't keep their heads off each other. But it also means that they're able to identify each other, even like under the mask and then outside of the mask. So it could well be that we get a reference to that. We got 2 episodes left and a whole bunch of characters who could be developed. Or it could be you just set the seeds for that, and then season 2, season 3 have all these characters rising to be who they are in the comics. That could be it. I did like the little pep talk that Harry gave at the end there. Like, he said, yeah, my dad's not wrong entirely with what he said. Power does earn respect. But the type of respect that you get with the power you have is dependent on the type of person that you are. So Peter, he's got all these powers, goes out, saves people, earns people's respect by saving them. And then you've got all these people who have all this power in the real world who rule through fear. Like, they earn respect by making people fear what they will do with that power, which is sort of what Norman was getting at. Like, your enemies won't pull their punches. If you don't pull your punches, then your enemies will respect you. Because if you show them that you can wipe the floor with them, they will respect you because they're scared of what you will do to them. That is basically what Norman was getting at. And as I said, it shows the dichotomy, the duality of with great power comes great responsibility. Like, if you have the power to do something and you don't, and then people get hurt, then that's on you, which is entirely what this MCU Peter's not modus operandi, his mentality has been ever since we met him back in Civil War. I think it was in Homecoming where he first said that. It could have been Civil War when he was talking to Tony in the bedroom, but when you have the power to do the things that I do, and then you don't, and people end up getting hurt, then that's on you. I remember him saying something vaguely along those lines. And then, the same Peter, the same life experiences up until meeting Norman instead of Tony Stark, has the exact same mentality. So that is something that has been drilled into him by Ben. And so you see the dichotomy of his two mentor figures. And again, seeing the parallels between Peter and Lonnie's story, like both of them got their asses handed to them by Scorpion. One is told to sit back. Well, they're both told to sit back. One listens to that and it tears him up inside. One ignores the advice and it's still tearing him up inside. And that inspires the other one to, hey, if he's not going to hold back, if he's going to go out there unenhanced and everything and try and do something, he's going to die. I should probably be doing something similar, even if it is just to make sure no one else dies. Yeah, we've got 2 episodes left and a lot that can happen in them. But I'm going to have to end this one here. I'll catch you in the next one.